we're going to work on a little tutorial on connecting to the glutes, especially in a position when you're on your stomach for some of the exercises in the mat work and around the studio. So let's start on your stomach. And you're going to start with your hands underneath your forehead like a pillow. Keep it like that unless you need to kind of look up every once in a while, but otherwise keep your head down. I'm going to look up to talk to the camera and so on. So we'll start with your head down. Your legs are together and your kneecaps are facing straight down, so they're parallel. So that just means you're not turned out with your heels together, toes apart. So make sure it's as best as you can do it like that. And then tuck your toes under so they're kind of creating your knees to be bent, right? In that position, we're going to just do one leg at a time at first. You're just going to stretch the heel of your left leg to straighten your leg. So I'll let my knee come down. I'm going to kind of reach through that heel and straighten my leg so the knee comes off the mat. And then when I do that, I'm going to just keep the leg there, the kneecap off the mat and the leg straight. Let your toes flick back to point gently and keep your leg up there. You're holding your leg up there with your glute now and your hamstring. And then you can just flex your foot and bring it down and let it bend. Let's do the other side. So as you straighten the leg, then you're kind of reaching through the heel. The glute connects, or maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's harder to connect on one side for you. And then keeping the legs straight and engaged, let the toes kind of flick and you're floating the leg off. You're not lifting it any higher, it's just staying there. You're holding it there with your glute, your hamstring, you're feeling that. Put the foot back down and let the knee rest. So you can try that on either side because one side might connect easier than the other, and then you can train yourself on the side that doesn't connect as well to try to do what the other side did, you know, so it's learning from the side, the good side, quote unquote, or the side that's working better. Okay, now let's try both at the same time after you practice that one at a time. The other thing is you kind of want to feel like you could draw your abdominals in here. You're not trying to lift them off or anything, you're just pulling them in so they're a little active. All right, so stretching through both heels, the knees come off because your legs have straightened. You feel a connection around your seat, and then you're gonna float and let the toes flick back and float your legs there, and you're holding your legs up there using your seat, your hammies, and you're there. And then just lower them down with pointed toes. Tuck your toes one more time, the knees are kind of bent. You stretch the heels to find the connection. Keep the connection, float your toes off and point. And then from there, keep your legs straight and just lower one leg down and then the other leg down. Try to keep the work in your seat. I'm trying not to bend my leg, although one knee might bend because, you know, I'm only human. Trying to keep them straight. So I'm really moving the leg from way up the top, keeping the leg straight, moving it using my seat. They don't have to be high. You just do a couple more. Ooh, it's a burner. And then relax, and then just kind of shake it out a bit. So that connection of your seat in your legs is really important for a lot of exercises, but on your stomach in particular, there's one called the single leg kick. And we're gonna do that with your head down, and eventually we progress it to being up on the forearms. But we'll keep the head down for this tutorial. So once again, your head is on your hands. Look up only once or twice if you need to, but keep your head down. I'm up for the sake of the video. So your head is down, your legs are straight. Get into position with the same idea. So we start with the toes tucked, just so you can connect it. Your heels stretch back, you connect into the glutes. Point the toes so you're just hovering off the mat, but the glutes are keeping the leg there. And with one foot, we'll take the left foot in towards your seat. The other leg is still hovering and the hips are still working. And then just reciprocate the movement. So just switch and hold, and switch and hold, and try not to let the other leg fall down. Switch and hold. And the leg that's kicking in, the knee is still clearing the mat. It's not on the mat because your tush is keeping it there, right? We switch and switch and switch and switch and switch. One more and switch and bring it down. And how big of a pull in is dependent on your knee joint availability and the strength. That can increase potentially over time. And you just have to listen to your body. All right, so the next exercise that this could be useful for is called the double leg kick. You got a single leg kick, you're gonna have a double leg kick. So for this, we start with our hands behind the back. I grab 3 fingers, just like that. And my hands slide up the back as best they can. You can turn onto one cheek, or you can start on the tip of your nose and stay there. We'll turn the cheek for the sake of this video. Legs are together. Get the connection, so do the thing. Tuck the toes, reach through the heels to straighten the legs to find the seat. Point your toes off the mat just to hover them, and then pull both knees in towards your seat, just once today. Stretch your legs out. Now, the thing is they come onto the mat, but you have to keep the work, so they do come down. Stretch your arms back and center your head. If your hands have to come apart, they do. And if you can hold on, you do. And then you want to definitely take your shoulder heads, the fronts of your shoulders, and roll them onto your back. Reach your arms back and stretch your chest forward and up, keeping the seat connected. Then hands come up your back, turn your head the other way, and start over. So kick in once, find the seat, try and use it the same way. Keep it engaged as your legs stretch out. Center your head, reach your arms back, roll your shoulders around your spine, and press your chest forward and up. Hands come up your back, head turns the other way. Finding the seat connection. If you need to start over again, do it. And then pull your feet in. Stretch them out, center your head, stretch your arms back, and your feet are on the mat, but you're still really engaged up in the glutes. Reach forward. Come down one more time, hands up your back. Keep the seat working, pull the legs in, your head is turned. Center your head, stretch your legs, stretch your arms, wrapping your triceps around your back. Stretch forward and up, and lower everything down and relax. Go back to a little child's pose if you'd like. That feels good. Now you're working the glutes, and if they feel tight after that, they've been working. It's not a bad thing to feel muscles that have been working. If it's, to the point where you're always having tight hips, there's always stretches you can do. And in one of the other videos I do, it shows those stretches that are not really stretches per se, but they're those windshield wiper movements. And then the progressive stretching where we do the stretch wave like this. So I would encourage you to visit that video. It's a video with, I'm wearing the green outfit. So that's a little tutorial for getting your glutes to connect. You can use that when we're on the reformer box, doing the arms pulling straps when you're on your stomach. We use it for a lot of exercises, but finding it on the mat, you can do it at home. So keep practicing it and let me know if you have any questions. Okay, bye.